we will carry through that spirit, and we will hopefully, I think the committee will provide leadership on the mass that we will have, the joint mass.
Meanwhile, according to the funeral committee, the late MP Ngeno will be laid to rest this Friday in Narok County.
We are going to have a requiem mass at AGC Karen, where we are going to do the mass and we will actually be able to pray there. Thereafter, we shall be able to take the bodies to Narok, where we are going to have a joint mass.
A court has sentenced a man to life in prison after he was found guilty of defiling and sexually assaulting 3 school-going girls in Mombasa. Jonathan Mutuku, who is in his 40s, was convicted by Mombasa resident magistrate Green Odera on 2 counts of defilement, 1 count of committing an indecent act with a child, and 1 count of sexual assault under the Sexual Offences Act. The court heard that the offences were committed on the 26th of September 2023 in the Kibarani area of Mikindani, Jomvu sub-county, and involved 3 girls aged between 8 and 9 years old. National Treasury CS John Mbadi has assured members of parliament that the government has put strict measures in place to stop the build-up of pending bills by ministries, departments and agencies. Speaking before the National Assembly's Budget and Appropriations Committee, while presenting the 2026 budget policy statement, Mbadi admitted that unpaid bills have been a long-standing challenge. He said the government is now working on a clear and sustainable plan to clear existing backlogs.
What we are doing first as this administration is to stop accumulation of further pending bills. Right. So that accumulation of further pending bills is what we are trying to stop. That is why in 2024-25 we did not cross over with any outstanding exchequer releases, including the counties, so that we gave the counties an opportunity to settle their pending bills for the year.
Authorities in South Sudan say at least 169 people, including senior government officials, were killed on Sunday after armed attackers stormed an area in the northern part of the country. A local information minister said the attack was carried out by dozens of armed youth who allegedly came from neighboring Unity State. He claimed they were linked to the Sudan People's Liberation Army in opposition, known as PLIO. However, the SPLY-IO has denied any involvement. And that's the truth on Radio Generation. Good morning, I'm Winnie Maganga.
In the beginning, there was morning radio. But now there is Radio Generation's The People's Breakfast. Curious and bold, getting facts from the shadows.
That's what it is.
Now, as the city wakes and secrets stir, a bright new voice shines. The People's Breakfast. Your morning, your voice, your journey. Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Welcome to the home of hard truths and bold insights. Radio Generation.
Welcome indeed to the home of hard truths and bold insights. My name is Mungala Mbuvi. How are you doing? I hope wherever you are doing great. It is now 5 minutes past 6 o'clock. And let me tell you, it's one of those days you say is amazing because it's not too cold, it's not too hot. The roads are looking absolutely fantastic. I shall be giving you the updates as far as the traffic is concerned. But right now, though, you're tuned in to Radio Generation. This is the People's Breakfast on 88.8 FM, Nairobi, 90.7 in Mombasa, and that lovely frequency of 89.5 in Garissa County. So, who's tuned in and where you tuned in from? Kindly let me know. We have Michael Olande saying, hello, Team RG. Well, hello to you too. Don Sabanasema, good morning, Paul and CT. CT is the Operation Epic Fury snowballing into a monster with Middle East airspace and oceans avoidance. Will Africa be affected?
We're already affected.
Yeah, we are already affected actually. Someone is saying the trip to Singapore, to Canaan, or is it to Kiharu? Well done, Sabwa. trust me, personally, I'm asking the same questions as you. But you know what? At the end of the day, several things will definitely happen. Several will definitely take place. How we are affected is the question. But for sure, the entire world, the entire globe actually is affected. John Mutu anasema, good morning, RG. Movie, I want you to tell CT I was also a victim. I was to check in and board my flight from Doha to JKIA. But unfortunately, I was trapped in the airport until I quit. Whoa, yeah, John Mutua. I remember John said that he was to come over the weekend.
He was supposed to have been here by now. But yes, that airstrip around Doha, shida.
Alikuwa atoke na flight ya Saturday usiku, I think it was. Afike hapa, alikuwa amesema atafika hapa either Sunday ama sijui ni Monday.
No, not Monday. From Doha you come directly here, brother. Hata upite wapi, one day utakuwa umefika.
Lakini unajua inategemea unachukua flight gani. Ukichukua Ethiopia Airlines itapitia kwao kwanza, and depending you might get a layover of several hours, because I know folks who actually
24 hours you'll be here.
I know folks who've come from that side of the Sahara, and when they pass through Ethiopia.
Sahara, if you're talking about West Africa, that's a completely different kettle of fish. Hiyo utaenda Europe kwanza. Then you ende wapi?
Naongelelea watu ambao wametoka huko juu ya Sahara, huko past the Mediterranean.
Unaongea about watu ambao wanasema wanaitwa Middle East.
Sasa watu ambao wanatoka Middle East inategemea ile flight umechukua. Lakini wewe kwa tu sure ukichukua Ethiopian Airlines, my friend, unakujanga kwanza pale Ethiopia, unakaa alafu unachukua flight nyingine inakuleta Nairobi.
Yes. Hence my statement.
Yes.
Within 24 hours you'll be here.
John Mutua ameclarify that alikuwa kuja Sunday morning directly to Kenya. Okay, John, thanks for that. But yeah, so he's are you still there now? Are you trapped? Are you coming? Have you like postponed your flight? Have you decided that you're not coming this year, you're coming next year? Yes. Where are we? Where are you? Tunasema namna gani, my friend? Ebu tueleze katika hapo comment section yetu. All right. So if you're wondering where you can catch us as far as that conversation is concerned, pale YouTube kuna comment section hapo. Feel free to have that live chat. All right. Significant events today. In 2005, there was a solo world flight. Who did this? Steve Fawcett became the first person to fly solo non-stop around the world, landing in Kansas.
I've often wondered, when they say around the world, what do they mean?
What they mean is, like, alianzia one point, na either akafuata latitude ama longitude, but alienda one time.
You know, the world, well, mvringo ya dunia.
Yes.
Ukienda mara moja. Ni mvringo tu unafuata? Sio.
Ndio.
Sio kwenda kila nchi ambayo iko kwenye dunia, sio. Ni mvringo.
Because wanasema became the first person to fly solo non-stop around the world. So alichagua tu direction moja na akaenda hiyo direction.
Around the world solo one round. Alisimama wapi kufuel?
Swali zuri hilo. Swali zuri.
Because zamani hizo ndege zidani kama zina kuchapia.
But si kitambo sana. Hii ni 2005, some 21 years ago.
Ndio. But what sort of
aircraft did he fly?
Yeah, was he using? Because kuna tu aircraft. Ikifika mahali
inabidi usimame kwanza.
No, unaiwacha ina glide. Kuna ndege hizo.
Ni kweli.
Ina glide. Chapata momentum fulani, you don't really need fuel. And then kuna zingine zimeundwa pia ziko na solar power. So it's multiple sources of energy ambayo inatumia. That's why nauliza ni ndege aina gani ilikuwa inatumia akienda msafara huo.
Well, tutajua tu kwa muda ambao sio mrefu sana, ama wanasemangaje punde si punde. Lakini huyu jamaa according to hii kitu inaitwa Google, wanasema ya kwamba aliondoka na ndege ambayo ilitoka on February 28th in 2005 from Kennedy Space Center, Florida, in the Virgin Atlantic Global Flyer. He flew east across the Atlantic, Africa, the Indian Ocean, the Pacific, and North America, landing back at Kennedy Space Center on March 3rd, 2005 in 67 hours and 2 minutes. So he took 3 days. No, February 20th, yeah. So 28th, 29th, no, 2005 you got 28 peke. So 28th, then 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So it took 4 days. 4 days to land in back in Kansas. Interesting. So he used a jet stream. So unajua ile jet stream ile? Jetstream ni one of those ones that become kama private aircrafts by the rich and famous. So alitumia Jetstream akazunguka nayo.
Sawa.
Details tutajua kama alirefuel, kama aliland mahali ama alifanya nini. Because according to these guys,
you see, for me, it's the information that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because he went around the world wamesema. So wamesema. Okay. Na you around the world alienda wapi so that nielewe you around the world manake ni.
Ndio hiyo sasa.
Because mimi around the world as a native, I am mafikira yangu ni kwamba alitembelea kila nchi ambayo kwenye dunia, and that's not around the world.
Yeah. Haya, kitu